Hello again, this is the course of computer programming and we are still discussing about the object-oriented programming. So last video, we already did a very basic object-oriented programming using one class, which is point.java. And now we are going to learn more, which is related to the object behavior methods. Okay, so in the first part of the object-oriented, you'll learn about the data members. Now we are going to learn about methods. And the way to learn about the methods is it is about non-static method. Okay, be careful. You already learned how to make the method, which is a static method, and now it is a non-static method. Let's say this one. Our client program wants to translate the point objects. Let's see. I have x equals to x plus dx. I have y plus equals dy. So yeah, basically the operation, the mathematical operation are the same. So to translate the original points to the new points, the code must be repeated. What does it mean? If you want to know one point, if you want to translate for one point to another point, so every point will have the same behavior. Now, what will happen is I want to make a method that every point, every object can access the method. So every point have the behavior to translate. So every point have the same behavior, even though they will not translate, but they have the same behavior. So to translate the original post to the original points to the new points, the code must be repeated. So we can remove this redundancy using method. Yeah, you do not want to use the static way, but I want to use the non-static. What is the meaning by static? Okay. If you still remember, okay, you will do the method in the main method. Okay, let's see if I have this one. So in this case, I have the public static void translate, and let's say if I put this in the point main.java, I can make a new static void. Okay, you still remember? Yeah, I have the static void translate because it is in the main.java or in the client program, and I have three parameters. The first parameter is the point, which is the point that I want to use, and then I want to translate to a new data, let's say the x and ty, and this is a way to access this is the way to translate the one. So the new x will be the old x plus dx, and the new y will be the old dy plus y. Okay, now when you want to translate, yeah, you can do like this one, this translate. Okay, let's say this is the result is 6.1. Let's say I want to I want to translate the point 2. Okay, so I just call the point 2. Okay, I don't need this. Okay, yeah, that example is for the array, but let's see, I have the point, this is p2, and then I want to translate to 2, 3. So whenever I have this one, yeah, this result is 6.1, but I want to translate 2.3, then the result will be 8.4. Yep, yeah, 8.4, because after 6.1, I want to add the x equals to 2, x plus 2, and then y plus 3. So the result will be 8.4. Okay. What does it mean by here? Yeah. With the static solution, yeah, you can use this one, but there is a major benefit. of objects, which is how to do the code reuse. So every program that draw points will need a translate method. So if any point need the translate method, then just put it into the object, not in the client program. The syntax doesn't match how we're using object. With the static, actually the way to access the method is bad. Why it is bad? Because you need for every point, okay, for every point you need to say, for every point you need to call in the parameter. Okay. If you have the classes, okay, the point classes, it contains the state and the behavior. So the translate behavior is closely related to the points data. Okay. When you have the points data, it means you can translate. If you don't have any point data, then you cannot translate it. So we want to say something. If you have a new object like this one, this is the object points I. Okay, if it is an array, then you can just use this one. Or if you have a static data like p2, okay, so you can just call the variable and then dot translate. Okay, because translate is a method, so you can just call the translate. So it is the method that you created. And then I have the x and y, which is 2, 3. So I want to plus x will be added by 2 and y will be added by 3. So the instance method will be something like this one. So we will have the translate. And let's see, this is a void. Void, what does it mean? Yeah, it is only the process. So it's only the behavior to change something, but it is not static. So please remember, this is not static because it is an instance method. Okay, instance method. So every instance, every rows or every object can access this method. The translate method has a point p parameter. And how will the method know which point to translate? Then you can access the x and y, of course, in order to translate it. In the instance method, it means the one that exists inside each object of a class and defines behavior of that project. So when you have the method, you just skip the static. Okay, you don't need the static. Without the static, because it is the instance method, not the method that you already learned from the previous class. It is the instance method, not the method which is in the client program. Okay, so be careful, don't make the static keyword, because there is no necessary to create the static in the instance method. So in the instance method, you can just use like this one, public void shout. So you can define your name, or you can define any name for this method. Suppose like this one, I have a point. Okay, I have point, and this point is p1 as the variable, and I want to have the p1.x equals to 7, p1.y equals to 2. I have p2 and p2.x equals to 4 and p2.y equals to 3. Okay, so this is p1 x, this is p1 2, this is p2 for x, this is p2 y. And now I want to translate. How can I translate? So if I want to translate the p1 into a new point, then I can just use p1 dot translate, and we have the new value. So it means x of this one, 7, will be added by 2, and 2 here, it will be added by 3. Okay, what about p2? So p2, it will be translated, so the 4 will be added by 2, and then 3 will be added by 3. Okay, then the new value of p2 will be 6, 6. the new value of P1 will be 9,5. Okay, so you can try by yourself with this one. The thing that we need to understand is the implicit parameter. What is the implicit parameter? When we have the instance method, okay, so we need to call the object, right? P1, P2, that's the object. And when we call the P1.translate 2, 3, so the object referred to by P1 is the implicit parameter. So this is the implicit parameter. In the static method, you need to define the parameter. So it is explicit parameter. So in this case, I have the implicit parameter. When we call the P2 translate 2, 3, so P2 is the implicit parameter. Okay. So the instance method can refer to the object field. The instance method can refer to the object's field. So the field are the data members. Okay. Let's say we say that it executes in the context of particular object, and the translate can be referred to X and Y where the object is called. Okay. So let's see the point class number 2. Okay. So in the point class number 2, you will have one new method, which is translate, and there will be 2 additional parameters, which is dx and dy. And whenever you access this method, you will do the additional process, which is x plus dx and y plus dy. So now its point object contains a method translate that can translate a point to another point by plus dy, x plus dy. So let's see. If you access to the code here, okay, point main. Oh, I have no point main. Oh, okay, then yeah, you can make this one. Let's say I have the point main 2. Point main. Oh, sorry, I have point 2. Okay. In this case, you don't need to check this one because I don't need the main method. Okay, I just need to make a new file point 2 and then oops, I guess I need to delete this one. Okay, now in this class I have 2 data members, which is x and y, and then I have one method, which is translate, and there are 2 parameters, dx and dy, and this is the process. So you can have this outline. Okay, so in the right section you can see this outline, and this outline will show exactly the same with the class diagram. So for example, x, y, and translate. So there will be 2 data members, x and y, and there will be one method, which is translate, and integer. So there are 2 parameters. Void. So it is a void method. Then the method will not have any return value. Okay. So maybe I need to show you the way to access this one. So if you go to the main method here, okay, I can just delete this. Of course, if I delete this one, yeah, it will be error. So how can you do with this translation? Before, you have the P2 as the parameter, but now it becomes the implicit parameter because I can just do P2 translate 2, 3. Okay, so there will be question, why it is error? Because it should be in the point 2. Okay, it should be in the point 2. So I need to make the point not equals to point, but it is a point 2. Okay, I call the Java class point 2, and then I create a new object, and now I get the translate. Now there will be no error. So after I translate this one, let's see. The result is the same, 8,4. So by using this one, you can preserve the redundancy of the method. So the instance method takes advantage of object state. So some methods allow clients to access or modify its states. Okay. So when you have the instance method, it means there will be several kind of state. Okay. Some methods allow client to modify its state. So you need to understand that there would be at least two. Okay, there will be at least two methods. The first method is what we call as the accessor. So the accessor, it means just I want to access. For example, a method that lets client examine the object state. Let's say I want to calculate the distance from the origin. How far a point is away from 0.0. Okay, so every point will be square root by the 0.0. Okay. In this case, the accessor often have no void return type. Okay, so if it is only accessing, accessor often have a accessor often have a non-void return type, because I want to get the value, I want to access a particular value, then the method will have a value. So non-void. What is non-void? It can be like integer in the data type, okay, or double and so on. So you can see here, which one? So if you have the void, so it is not a accessor. Okay, it is only a mutator. But if it is an accessor you want to access, then you need to have a non-void. Non-void means you will have the type. Okay, if it is void, you don't need to return any values. But if it is a particular type integer, then you need to return integer value. The other kind of method is mutator. So mutator means a method that modifies object state. Let's say we are using the translate. So the translate method will shift the position from a point by given amount. So when you translate, you can use void, but don't forget any parameters if it is necessary. So if you need to mutate something or you want to modify something, then you need to put the parameters. If no parameters, then maybe you want to modify some particular variables with a fixed value. Okay. Now, I have questions. Okay, write a method set location, and then change a point location to the x, y value pass. So you may want to refactor the point class to use the method. How can we refactor the point class? Let's see. So please modify the client code to use this method appropriately. Okay, how can we put the set location? So the set location will have x and y. So it means I need to make a new method and there will be two parameters, x and y. Ooh, okay, I already have this solution, okay? So you can put this one. So you can put this one into the main.java. Oh, sorry, point.java. Yeah, where is the point.java? Yep. Yeah, I just put here. Okay. Now, as you can see here, there will be two duplicate errors. Okay, what does it mean? If you are doing with the okay, so actually you need to choose one. Okay, you cannot have the same method name. You can see here the method name are the same, with two parameters are the same, the method is void, so it violates the rule. Okay, then for this case, let me just close this one. So if you have this translate, okay, it's the same with the point to Java, okay, and you have set location, okay, what set location? So location here is a void, and then you have two parameters, new x and new y. So the new x will be the value for x, and the new y will be the value for y, and it will be for the current object. If you have this one, you can try to eliminate this one, and you can use this one. I have a new method translate which have two parameters dx and dy, and then when you set the location, what is set location? Okay, set location is the name of the method, and set location x plus dx and y plus dy. How come? So the x, this x refers to the data members. This y refers to the data members, but the dx and dy, it refers to the parameter. Okay, so you can easily access the x and y without giving any value to be translated like the previous one. This is the alternative solution. Okay, so you can make another method, and then you can call another method in the method. Okay, so what we can do with this one is the next. I want to access the method. Okay, so I have the formula like this one. This is the formula of the Euclidean distance. Yeah. So x2 minus x1, and then you need to raise the power, and then y2 minus y1, and then you need to raise the power. So write a method in distance that computes the distance between a point and another point. And don't forget to check another problem, which is about writing a method distance from origin. And it will return the distance between a point from the origin 0.0. So modify the client code so you can use this method. Oh, okay, I already give you this code. Okay, so here, oops, I need to put this one. I have distance and I have distance from origin. Let's say I just put here in the point of Java. So I have distance, and the distance is the distance from the other point. So I need to check the points. Where is the point that I want to calculate? Then let's see. In the point of Java, it returns double. So it means your value, your calculation will give you a result, and the result will be a double. So let's see, if I want to access this one, you can use like system.out.println. Okay, oh, I have been, okay, I don't need to do, but I just use this one. Okay, I change this one, point and point into this. So I now access the distance. Okay, what about the distance? Yeah, I need to show the distance. Let's say I want to know the distance from P1 to P2. Okay, so you have the distance, and you need to check this one, right? Point other. It means you need to give another point. Let's say I use P2. Okay, so if I use this one, then you can run. Then the distance between 0,2 and 8,4 is 8.24 something. Okay. Now, if you want to access the other method, which is distance from origin, yeah, it's the same, because the method is returning a double. Okay, the method is returning a double, and then yeah, you can check this one the same, like system.out.println, and distance from origin. So you have the sample P2, P1. I want to calculate the distance, so it shows like this one. Then it just use this in order to check the distance of P1 to the 0.0. Yeah, distance from origin is 2.0 because it is 0,2. So the same with the P2. So if you want to give this one as P2, yeah, distance from for origin is 8.94 something. Okay. So the first is to check the distance between 2 points, and the other, this is the distance from origin, is a method to calculate the distance from the 0.0. Okay. Yeah. So you need to understand that there are two methods. There are two instance methods. First is the accessor, and the other is mutator. And we learn about the accessor here. Okay. And I think, yeah, for the this one is the mutator. So void set location, void translate. So this is the alternative. Yeah, you have two things, okay, accessor and mutator, and you need to understand this concept because in the later part you will do more examples with the accessor and the mutator. Okay, I guess I will stop in this video and I will continue the other section with another video. Thank you for listening.